Have you ever wondered why some people always seem to belittle your successes or compete with you in unhealthy ways? What if we told you that all of these could be manifestations of envy? Today, we will guide you through the 9 subtle key signs to identify an envious person in your life. Recognizing envy is not just a matter of curiosity. It is an essential step in maintaining healthy and constructive relationships. You will be surprised to discover how common this feeling is and how it can hide behind gestures and words that at first glance seem harmless. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and the Telegram channel so you don't miss the next videos on personal and spiritual growth. And now, get ready to highlight hidden behaviors and subtle dynamics that can negatively affect your daily interactions because of envy. Let's get started. 1. Constantly highlighting mistakes. This behavior is the attitude of the envious person who focuses excessively on the mistakes or failures of others, even the minor ones, with the specific intent of belittling the successes and abilities of the target person. This behavior can manifest itself in various contexts, such as work, social interactions, or within the family. The envious person may, for example, criticize every small mistake in a conversation while completely ignoring the successes achieved, which can have a negative impact both on the perceived value of the accomplishments of others and on the self-confidence of the person affected. This type of behavior is motivated by 2 main goals. The first is to devalue the accomplishments of others, making them appear less important or less worthy of recognition. The second is to undermine the person's confidence, instilling doubt about their abilities and reducing their self-esteem. The cumulative effect of this constant criticism can create a negative and toxic environment, eroding relationships and sowing discontent. To manage this type of behavior, it is crucial to recognize that criticism is driven by envy and not by a true evaluation of one's own abilities. In some cases, it can be helpful to openly discuss with the envious person how their behavior negatively affects your emotional state, proposing more constructive ways of interacting. It is also important to seek support from others who can offer external confirmation of the value of your work. Finally, developing resilience and self-esteem will help protect you from the harmful effects of this envious behavior. Recognizing and understanding the nature of these actions is essential to maintaining your emotional integrity and continuing your personal and even professional development. 2. Overreactions. This is when a person displays an excessive or inappropriate emotional response to your successes or progress. Instead of reacting with joy or support, they may express irritation, frustration, or even anger when you reach a milestone or receive recognition. This type of behavior is often an indicator that the person may be envious of you. For example, imagine sharing news of a promotion at work or a personal success, and instead of receiving congratulations, you receive negative comments or criticism that seem out of place with the positive event you are celebrating. This reaction is disproportionate because it does not correspond to the positive context of the situation and suggests that the other person is struggling with negative feelings triggered by your success. Disproportionate reactions are often the result of an internal comparison the envious person makes between themselves and you. If they feel that your successes overshadow their own or make them feel inadequate, they may respond in ways that are emotionally intense and not aligned with the situation. This can be especially visible in competitive environments like the workplace, where one person's accomplishments may be perceived as a threat to another's success. Recognizing these disproportionate reactions can be helpful in better understanding the dynamics in your relationships and deciding how to handle them. Understanding that these reactions may stem from envy can help you not take these behaviors personally and look for ways to address the situation constructively, perhaps through open dialogue or setting clearer boundaries. 3. Reluctance to share resources or useful information. This sign may emerge in situations where a person feels envious of another's success or potential. In this context, the envious individual may deliberately withhold crucial information or resources that could benefit you or improve your position, whether professional or personal. Their goal is to create an advantage for themselves by maintaining exclusive control over these resources, hoping to limit your success and advancement. For example, in the workplace, it can occur when a co-worker or supervisor intentionally withholds important details about an upcoming project, critical deadlines, or information about training opportunities that could advance your career or help you avoid mistakes. This behavior not only blocks access to information that could be of great help, but it also creates a less collaborative and more competitive work environment. Similarly, in personal relationships, someone may avoid sharing information about social opportunities, events, or contacts that could enrich your personal life or expand your social network. This type of behavior is often motivated by a distorted perception that one person's gain is necessarily another's loss. Frequent withholding may feel threatened by your potential successes and use this tactic to try to preserve their own position or status. Recognizing this reluctance to share resources and information can be difficult, especially if there are no obvious signs of hostility. However, careful observation of the dynamics or comparison of experiences with other colleagues or friends can reveal this pattern. Understanding that this resistance is often rooted in envy can help you develop strategies to seek information more independently or build alternative support networks that can provide the resources you need. Additionally, addressing the issue directly with the person involved when possible and appropriate can also help clarify expectations and perhaps mitigate the impact of this behavior. 4. Excessive rivalry over your passions. This behavior occurs when a person, perhaps driven by envy, begins to develop a sudden competitive interest in the same activities or hobbies that you enjoy. This rivalry may arise from the perception that your success or expertise in a particular interest threatens his or her self-image or self-esteem. In response, he or she may try to prove to himself or others that he or she can match or surpass your accomplishments by working hard, often without any real appreciation for the activity itself. For example, you might notice a co-worker who decides to take up a hobby you discussed at work, like golf, and commits to not only playing regularly, but also entering tournaments. Or a friend might buy a professional camera and start posting photos, constantly seeking comparisons with your work. Or a family member might sign up for the same cooking class as you and compete with you for praise from the teachers. This dynamic can transform a relaxing and enjoyable activity into a competitive battlefield, challenging even the pleasure you derive from the activity. Competition can create tension and conflict, altering the serene environment that once characterized your hobby. To deal with this situation, it's important to recognize that insecurity is often at the root of this behavior. Approaching the issue with empathy can help to diffuse competition. It's also helpful to openly discuss your perceptions and feelings about the situation, which can lead to greater mutual understanding. In some cases, you may need to set clear boundaries or decide not to share every detail of your passion with the person in question. An honest conversation about the motivations that drive both of you to pursue the hobby could realign your intentions and reduce tension. 5. Compliments that ring false or are followed by criticism. This is a common indicator of disguised envy. This behavior occurs when a person gives a compliment that may seem genuine at first, but then quickly follows up with a criticism or negative comment that diminishes its value. These backhanded compliments often serve a dual purpose. On the one hand, the person is trying to maintain the appearance of friendliness and support, and on the other, they are expressing their discomfort or envy over the other person's success. The initial compliment opens the conversation on a positive note, but that is quickly drowned out by a comment that questions the merits of the success or points out its negative aspects. For example, a statement like, "It's great that you got that job, but I'm sure it must have been too stressful to get something that demanding," may seem like an acknowledgement of your abilities. But the follow-up comment turns the compliment into a veiled criticism. The suggestion that the success came at a high cost, stress, implies that perhaps it wasn't worth it, or that the success isn't entirely praiseworthy or desirable. These types of compliments can leave you feeling dissatisfied and confused. You may feel appreciated at first, but then demoralized or doubted soon after. The intention behind these mixed messages may be to undermine your self-esteem and confidence. To effectively manage these behaviors, it helps to recognize the pattern of behavior and understand that the criticism or doubt expressed does not necessarily reflect the reality of your success or value. Maintaining confidence in your abilities and successes is essential, as is surrounding yourself with people who offer genuine support and encouragement. In some cases, even openly confronting those who generate these feelings can help clarify intentions and possibly correct unhealthy interpersonal dynamics. 6. Changes in attitude when you are the center of attention. This signal refers to a reaction of an envious person who shows a visible change in his or her behavior in response to the recognition or praise you receive from others. These changes may include emotionally withdrawing, showing disinterest, or actively disengaging from conversations in which you are being praised or celebrated. This behavior manifests itself in a variety of ways. For example, an envious person may stop actively participating in a discussion or change the subject as soon as other people start praising you. They may also show signs of irritation or discomfort, such as crossing their arms, avoiding eye contact, or even leaving the room. In some cases, the envious person may even try to belittle your accomplishments by changing the subject or introducing an irrelevant criticism to shift the focus from you to something else. These behaviors are often motivated by feelings of insecurity or perceived threat when someone else's success is recognized. The envious person may feel neglected or belittled by your positive attention, and this can lead to emotional withdrawal or disengagement as a defense mechanism. Recognizing these behavioral changes can be crucial to understanding interpersonal dynamics and managing relationships effectively. It is important not to react negatively, but rather to try to understand the root of the problem. Sometimes, opening a constructive dialogue can help resolve tensions and restore balance in relationships. Sometimes, offering reassurance and showing empathy towards those who display these signs can also help mitigate feelings of envy, promoting a more inclusive and supportive environment. 7. Constant comparisons. Constant comparisons are another subtle but revealing sign of envy. When a person repeatedly compares you to others, often downplaying your own accomplishments and exaggerating the accomplishments of others, it may be a sign that they are struggling with feelings of envy toward you. This type of behavior can come up in both private and public conversations, and it can negatively impact your self-esteem and sense of worth. These comparisons can take many forms. For example, if you have achieved a significant milestone, such as a promotion or professional recognition, the envious person may respond by highlighting someone else's accomplishments in your field, suggesting that their accomplishments are superior or more worthy of attention. This approach not only downgrades your success, but also attempts to divert attention and appreciation from you to someone else. Often, comparisons are driven by a sense of internal insecurity. The envious person may feel threatened by your successes and use the comparison as a way to downplay your importance or to reaffirm their value to others. In doing so, they try to establish a balance that they perceive to have been altered by your success. This behavior can create a toxic environment, whether in the workplace or in social or family settings, because it instills doubt and insecurity. It can also lead to a negative spiral of unhealthy competitiveness, where people feel the need to constantly outdo others in order to gain recognition. To effectively deal with constant comparisons, it is important to maintain confidence in your own abilities and achievements. Having a clear understanding of your own value can help you not to be shaken by unwarranted comparisons. Additionally, it may be helpful to address the situation directly with the envious person, expressing how these comparisons make you feel and discussing ways to interact that are more positive and less confrontational. Creating an open dialogue can help clear up misunderstandings and build a more honest and respectful relationship. 8. Social bullying. This is an extremely manipulative behavior, whereby a person tries to isolate you from mutual friends, colleagues, or social groups. Often, the person who acts this way will mask their actions with an apparent concern for your well-being, claiming that they are acting to protect you or out of concern for you. However, the real goal behind these actions is to limit your social and professional opportunities, thereby maintaining some degree of control or superiority over you. This type of behavior can manifest itself in a variety of ways. For example, the person may discourage you from attending social events with seemingly rational excuses, such as suggesting that other attendees don't share your interests or that you might not enjoy the environment. In a professional context, the person may try to keep you away from important projects or networking events, arguing that they might be too stressful for you or not suited to your skills. In some cases, the bully may also spread gossip or misleading information about you to erode your reputation and cause others to distance themselves. This can create a sense of isolation and can make you more dependent on the bully, as you feel like you have fewer allies or support. This behavior is especially harmful because it can severely limit your personal and professional development and can negatively impact your self-esteem and confidence. Being isolated also means you have fewer opportunities to receive diverse feedback or experience new perspectives, which is essential for anyone's personal and professional growth. To address social bullying, it is important to recognize the signs and understand the true intentions behind the person's actions. Maintaining or rebuilding your social and professional networks is crucial. It can be helpful to express your concerns openly and set clear boundaries with those who exhibit this behavior. In some cases, you may need to seek outside support, such as advice from other friends, trusted colleagues, or professionals, to counteract these dynamics and reaffirm your autonomy. 9. Idea appropriation. This is a subtle but extremely damaging phenomenon that occurs when a person unduly claims your ideas or achievements as their own. This behavior can emerge in work or social settings, especially during group discussions or in situations where authority figures are present. For example, you might share an idea in an informal meeting or conversation, only to later find that a colleague claims it as their own in an official setting. Those who steal your ideas may do so for personal gain, such as recognition or promotion, or simply to increase their own status. This behavior not only undermines your credibility and your right to be recognized for your work or your brilliance, but it can also have negative impacts on your motivation and confidence. Without proper recognition, you may find yourself disadvantaged professionally and personally, and it can be difficult to advance or feel adequately valued for your contributions. Often, those who appropriate the ideas of others are motivated by envy or a sense of insecurity about their own value or abilities. By taking credit for the accomplishments of others, these people seek to mask their own shortcomings or elevate their image without investing the hard work necessary to generate real innovations or results. To address idea appropriation, it's essential to recognize when this behavior is happening. Documenting your ideas and making sure you share them in appropriate contexts and with the right people can help protect your work. It's also helpful to be open about your concerns when you notice your ideas being presented by others without due credit. Sometimes, speaking directly with the person involved can resolve the issue. Other times, it may be necessary to bring the issue to the attention of a supervisor or manager, especially if appropriation becomes a recurring pattern. Thank you for watching this video to the end. We sincerely hope that it helps you better manage your relationships with envious people in your life. If this video was helpful to you, leave us your precious like and subscribe to the Mental Dose channel and the Telegram channel for more content like this. Also, share it with anyone you think could benefit from it. Remember, you are unique, and that is your superpower. See